Okay, hi guys, just give you an update on my project of building this tricopters made on rcexplorer website. Almost done, final version almost done. So I'm just going to give you a quick look how the machines really look. So I'm using, as you guys remember on my first video, I'm using a quadcopters board from Kings that I mount on these nice little dampers. I do put a piece of foam under the board just to make sure that to reduce vibration, but so far I'm very happy with the result. Here, as you can see on the bottom, for the battery mount or the GoPro mount, they're still using those same little dampers, so they look to be nice for vibration. So I see how they look more in the futures. I'll give you looks of the arms. So basically I did some little nice feed there. I'm using version 2.0 website, as you can see, for my motors. For the yaw mechanisms, that's the thing that give me more headaches. As you guys can see there, I'm just going to put it on the table. I'll move the camera a bit there so you guys can see which version I'm using. Yes, I'm using the idea that David came up on the version 2.5. I can show you my first yaw mechanisms. That was my first yaw mechanism that I made for the tricopters. Looks really neat. It made out of a main blade connectors for 450. I just drilled the shaft in the middle of my pieces of wood, and I was using just a servo with some arms. So you know what? In theory, it was working really well. But in the field, it was totally something different. There was a lot of loose plays, and also I now understand why on rcexplorer website, except for version 2.5, there's so many zip ties, and when they talk about crash resistance, this yaw mechanism was so stiff that I was breaking my servos every time I was crashing. And let me tell you, you guys just starting in tricopters, I'm sorry to tell, but yes, you're gonna crash for sure. There's no doubt. So I changed with this yaw mechanisms. What I like about this one is the end core stop by the base of the mounting of the motor, so there's less stress on the servo. So I don't want to break servos every time I went out there. So I'm not a big fan of zip ties or tie wrap, whatever you want to call it, but I have to admit that this one, with this yaw mechanism, every time I went to the field, I broke a servo, every time. This one, I've been out there for a few times and it's been working pretty good. The first time I went out with my tricopters, I was almost ready to give up the project. I find out it was very hard to control, very hard to get this thing up in the air. I saw so many videos on the internet, and you guys seems to be doing so good, and I was doing so bad that I was almost ready to give up. But finally I went back to my shop, I rated all the adjustments one by one, and yes, this thing can fly. So this is my update on tricopters. Now up and coming, I will try to change this receivers. As you guys can see, I'm supposed to using the Kings orange receivers. I will also this weekend try to change my battery mount, so that I could be able to put the GoPro. So my next test will be, I'm not ready for FPV yet, but I will just try to put the GoPro in it and send the things in the air and see if I can record some image. So there's one thing I still have to find out. There's two things I didn't really find out how to fix. The CG, to find the right CG on my tricopters, it still have to look around on the internet. It's not clear. I know where my CG point is, but I don't know, since I cannot find the CGs. And about balancing the ESCs, I know what they said, that you have to put the roll to the minimums, and then you have to put the throttle to full throttle on your receivers, but it doesn't seem to work on the KK boards, or I don't know, it has to do with my receivers or it has to do with the remote. So I don't know, I'm still having a problem like balancing the ESCs. So, but for the rest, I'm very happy. Flies, not bad. You know, it's really not that easy to fly, but I think I can manage to handle it. So I'm very happy. And that's about it for now. So I'm going to give you more updates. This weekend I'm going to be out there and show you some footage of this thing if it can fly. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more updates.